Oh my god. Please read GACHIAKUTA. Ga GACHIAKUTA? GACHIAKUTA. GACHIAKUTA. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Man, it's hard nowadays to find really good manga that isn't oversaturated to hell already. Like seriously. Like there's a lot of like stuff that's out there that's getting a lot of attention, but nothing's really like caught mine for some reason. Like I heard Sakamoto Days is really good. I might start on that. I have no idea. And shoot, what else is there? Really, that's it. But man, what caught okay, well, so what caught my attention about Yakuta was the art style, because I am a huge fan of Soul Eater and Fire Force, and when I heard that the author and creator K Urame was inspired solely by Soul Eater and Fire Force, I was sold. I was immediately sold. So I finally caved and was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop putting off stuff that I say I'm gonna read. And oh my gosh, I am so happy I did. I'm so happy I did start. Like I just read the first chapter. I'm probably gonna be doing this like every one, like reading a chapter like once a day, because I don't wanna binge it and then it's over. I don't want to do that. I do that already enough with Netflix shows. I'm sick of it. But okay, so the whole premise of the manga is objects being imbued or infused with a soul when they're possessed by someone. And if that's the case, if you're in a universe where everything that is used and possessed and bought and held onto has a soul put into it, then what about garbage? You know, what about trash? What happens to the stuff that's discarded and abandoned and neglected, which is so sick. It's so simple of an idea, but it's also really, really dope. And I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. So yeah, it starts off with like this little stuffed bunny rabbit that's about to be thrown away, right? Because it's all torn, and the girl who just bought it is crying over it because she has to throw it away now. And the mom is like, "Oh, it's okay, we'll get a new one, baby, baby, baby." And she's just like, "Okay." So already we're seeing a lot of abandonment in this story, and I'm already heartbroken. Poor little bunny. But yeah, we see her throw it away. It goes into like a garbage can, and the garbage can is dumped into a garbage truck, and the garbage truck is taken to a waste containment facility, and it's just dropped with a bunch of other garbage, right? So then we see somebody ruffling and shuffling through the trash, right? Which we'll come to find out is our protag named Rudo, you know, very basic anime protag name. But yeah, we see him like rustling through the trash, and apparently that's a big no-no, because a guard sees him and just starts blasting. Like maybe one warning, like hey, and like nothing else, and just starts blasting at the guy. And he's over here, you know, Neo style, Matrix, dodging all the bullets. He gets grazed once, but that ain't nothing. And he manages to get away, right? So of course, obviously he's gonna get away. He's the main character. But yeah, he gets away, and he makes it back to his side of town, which is a legitimate slum. Absolutely trash. Like the projects ain't got nothing on this. Like the buildings are damn near made out of trash themselves. And it's all segregated. Like one half of the town is nice, luscious, first world, and then you just happen to look slightly right, and the whole other side is just a garbage heap where people live. People called tribesfolk, right? And apparently the left side, the luscious side of the town, isn't really too fond of the trashy ass, dusty ass motherfuckers on the other side. Which is ironic, because the fits that the tribesfolk got on is way more stylish than the fancy people. Like, the fancy people are just cookie cutter, you know, suits and all that kind of stuff. But we get introduced to this other tribe's folk named Regto, who is absolutely dripped the fuck out, bruh. He is dripped out. He got the scarves and the robe and the full beard and all that. You know what I'm saying? He's drippy. And you know, he is just kind of walking around chilling, and everybody's talking crap about him, saying he's dusty, he's musty, he's crusty, right? And fast forward, we see Rudo just kind of chilling under like a lamp or whatever, and he's messing with the little bear that he found in the trash from earlier. And the little girl that he has a crush on named Chiwa comes up to her and is like, comes up to him and is like, you know, they're gonna kill you eventually, right? If you keep going out there digging through their trash. And the dude is like, yeah, whatever. Everybody's got a hobby, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, some bullies come in and it's like, oh my gosh, Chiwa, why you talk to that crusty ass, dusty ass, musty ass nigga? Right? Blah, blah, blah. Right? He look at him. He got dirt on his hands, on his gloves, on his face. And his dad is a killer. I don't know what kind of killer yet, but we just know he's a killer. We don't know who he killed, but we know he's a killer, right? And Rudo, hearing this for probably, I don't know, maybe like the 100th time in his life, dealing with these people or dealing with these bullies, is sick of it and gives the meanest, hardest stare in all of manga history. Okay, maybe second only to like, I don't know, Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. Like, that's the only scowl I can think of. Like, Goku's scowl has nothing on this. But yeah, and the scowl makes him run away. He's like, oh no, get away from that crusty ass, dusty ass nigga, blah blah blah. Right? So after they go away, Chiwa looks at Rudo and is like, oh, I don't think you're a killer. You're not like your dad, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, yeah, maybe. You know what? I want to give you this. Chiwa, I want to give you this bunny. And he never does because Chiwa's mom picks her up before he's able to give it to her. So he just kind of sulks and walks back home with the bunny. And Regto, already knowing what the dude's been doing all day, is like, come on, come inside. I already know you went out trash hunting. Come on. Let me mend your wounds and stuff like that. And maybe I'll help you spit some game to this girl that you want to talk to, right? So he's flustered and he, starts mending his wounds, and my guy takes his gloves off. And when I say his hands are messed up, they are messed up. I thought they were like bandages that were like so old they were fused onto his skin, but no, that's just his actual skin, which is so sick. So we find out that Rudo's dad, before he committed whatever murder he committed and was killed off or sent away, he wounded or scarred Rudo, right? And left him with those scars. And Regto gave him the gloves that he wears to help ease the pain, because he's in constant pain in his hands, right? Rudo lives with Regto. So, you know, Regto is telling him, hey, I don't want you going back out to that trash spot anymore. It's dangerous. And he's like, oh, it's nothing compared to what my dad did to me. I'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, whatever. Kids are going to do whatever they do, right? So he's like, okay, I'll tell you this. You go back up to Chiwa and tell her how you really feel and give her this bunny. And he's like, bet. So he's all happy and excited, and he runs out and bumps into this mysterious guy with some mask that's been stalking him for I don't know how long, just stalking him. And they bump into each other, and he's like, oh, okay, excuse me. And he goes out way, way, way on the outer skirts of the town, and he's looking directly above the pit, and it just looks bottomless. It's like no end in sight whatsoever. And Chiwa is there too, kind of looking. And he gets a little flustered there because he didn't know that she was there. And apparently, so they treat people the same way they treat trash. So if you commit like any type of crime or something like that, they just drop you in a pit, They don't confirm whether you live or die. You just fall and you just discarded as trash. So Chiwa is like, I don't want to see you get thrown down in the pit. So please don't get caught again, please. You know, Regto really likes you too. I don't want to see you get hurt. And he's like, oh, you said two. What does that imply? And they're both, you know, anime blushing, anime flusters, all that kind of stuff. And he finally gives her the bunny, and she's like, oh my god, I'll cherish it forever and ever. And he's going back home like, yeah, I spit some game, I finally spit some game, and runs back into the same mass stalker that bumped into him earlier. But this time the stalker was running in the opposite direction. And so he gets back, they both get back up, and the stalker just runs off, and Rudo's just like, okay, whatever. And he's just ready to go back home and tell Regto how he spit this game. It wasn't really game. He just kind of stuttered his way into giving her this rabbit. And he opens the door to get ready to tell him the good news, and expecting a welcome back from Regto, he's just looking at his dying body on the ground, just bleeding out for whatever reason. And he's losing it. He is panicking. He kneels down, tries to pick him up, tries to resuscitate him, saying, oh my god, get up, get up, get up. And Regto was using his last breath to yank him forward and say, you need to go. You need to leave. This place is absolute trash. You need to get out of here as soon as you can. And before Rudo can get up, the same police that were shooting at him when he went out to do his little trash raid at the start of the chapter come and arrest him and knock him out, convicting him of murdering Regto, which of course we know he didn't do it, but there's obviously some underlying sus stuff going on. So he gets knocked out, like I said, and he wakes up being hung over the pit, and everyone is staring at him, you know, chanting, throw him down the pit, throw him down the pit. And he's like, I didn't do anything, blah, 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 blah. I didn't do anything. What's going on? I didn't do anything. I didn't kill anybody. And he sees Chiwa in the crowd holding the bunny that he gave her. And she just, no fighting at all, just drops the bunny and was like, man, I really thought you were different, Rudo. You're just like your dad. You're just a killer. An evil, worthless, ruthless killer. It didn't really take much for her to switch. These hoes really ain't loyal out here. But I digress. So him seeing that makes him crack. And he's like, you know what? You know what? All of y'all ain't shit. I hope every single one of you die. If I live somehow, I'm coming back and I'm killing every last one of you motherfuckers for doing this to me. And they drop him in the pit, and down he goes. He's falling down, and then falling up because he falls out of the sky, but everything is upside down, so it looked like he's falling upwards. And he hits the ground finally, and he's just surrounded by garbage. And the smell is terrible, of course, and it's just crusty, musty, and dusty all over the place here. And he's holding his nose because he can barely breathe, because it smells like waste management. Like, it smells like a porta potty that's been poured out into the street. And he's kind of like, what is this place? As he turns around, this apartment complex sized pile of sentient trash is behind him and starts charging at him with no warning. And he's like, oh, this is a pit for sure. And that's how that chapter ends. I love and I hate when chapters end like this, because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be cliffhangers to hook you in. But because I don't want to binge it, and I don't want to get through the entire manga in like 3 days, it hurts. It hurts me. But I am definitely going to be reading this every single day, at least maybe a chapter or maybe 2 chapters a day. I don't know. But yeah, but like I said at the start, the hook for me is the art style. I absolutely love the gritty, rough street vibe I get from it. And I've seen a lot of other pin art for this manga too. Very graffiti-esque, very street art-esque, and I dig that with an absolute passion. So I'm definitely going to be keeping my eyes on this. But yeah, I really do need to increase the amount of mangas that I read, because it's not really a lot out there. Like I said, I might check out Sakamoto Days. I might wait for the heat of it to die down, because I don't like when stuff gets mainstream, because I don't want to deal with fandoms. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be reading this a lot. So if you have any like manga or anime recommendations, or like any, you know, good shows that you think would catch my attention, just comment them in the video below. I'm definitely gonna look at them. I'm gonna look at every single comment and, you know, see what you guys says, get some feedback. Yeah, I'm drawing Rudo for this video because, man, the art style is just so sick. I love the clothing style, the hairstyle, the facial style. It's really dope. I'm probably gonna be using a lot of this artwork as like references, because it's so sick. But yeah, if you like this video, you know, drop a like, leave a comment if you liked it, leave a comment if you hated it, leave a comment if you are completely indifferent to this type of content. You know, just leave a comment. I couldn't care less what it says, to be honest. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next quick draw. It'll probably be tomorrow, but don't hold me to that, okay? Please don't hold me to that, please.